the gavel, so it's there. But we're gonna call a meeting to order, and the first, my computer just died. First order of business is gentlemen of the Boys, the Scout Troop 400 is going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, and it's all up to you guys.
Right, please join me in the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
2.
Thank you, gentlemen. Okay. Jody, roll call, please.
Osborne,
Here.
Bentley,
Here.
Lund,
Here.
Euler,
Here.
Kushner.
Here. Approval of the minutes.
Those to approve.
Sorry. Your voice, yes.
Sorry.
Sorry. Haven't picked up on that yet. Osborne,
Yes.
Bentley,
Yes.
Lund,
Yes.
Euler,
Yes.
Kushner.
Yes. Adoption of tonight's agenda.
Move to adopt.
Osborne,
Yes.
Bentley,
Yes.
Lund,
Yes.
Euler,
Yes.
Kushner.
Yes. All right, we have one proclamation for Building Safety Month. And yes, that means Justin and Brett, you both got to come up at least. Are you coming, Barbara?
No, I'm taking the picture.
Okay. Okay, this is a proclamation for Building Safety Month, May 22. Whereas the city of Warrensburg is committed to recognizing that our growth and strength depends on the safety and economic value of the homes, buildings, and infrastructure that serve our citizens, both in everyday life and in times of disaster. And whereas Building Safety Month is sponsored by the International Code Council to remind the public about the critical role of our community's largely unknown protectors of public safety, our local code officials, who assure us of safe, efficient, and livable buildings. And whereas this year's theme for Building Safety Month is Safety for All, Codes in Action, encourages all Americans to raise awareness about the importance of safe and resilient construction, fire prevention, disaster mitigation, and energy conservation, and new technologies in the construction industry. Building Safety Month 2022 recognizes that the implementation of safety codes by local and state agencies have saved lives and protected homes and businesses. And now, therefore, I, Jim Kushner, Mayor of the City of Warrensburg, along with the other members of the City Council, do hereby proclaim May 22nd as Building Safety Month. Thank you. Wait. Next, we have a second reading of an ordinance. Second reading of an ordinance rezoning 1001 South Warren from RMH to R4, residential mobile home to residential 4. Second reading of an ordinance enlarging an R4 medium density multifamily residence district by zoning land located at 1001 South Warren Street from RMH manufactured home residence district to R4 medium density multifamily residence district. Barbara.
Mayor and City Council, you had a public hearing on this 2 weeks ago. Staff has not received any additional comments since that meeting between now and then. Staff would recommend approval of the ordinance as presented. You have the reasons for our recommendation and Planning and Zoning Commission's actions there in your packet. Be happy to answer any questions.
They have questions?
Actually, I do. Well, the access, what street? Is there a secondary street that's attached
It's
to?
right, the current access is right at the intersection of Main and Warren, but comes off of Warren enough that they addressed it off of Warren.
Okay,
At the moment, we don't have any particular development proposal in front of us.
okay.
I would anticipate future access would remain from Warren. There is not another street. The property doesn't abut any other streets on the east, west, or south.
Okay, thank you.
The only thing I had, how significant was that blind spot that they were talking about right there at Warren and Southwest?
I mean, personally, I've driven that and not had that problem.
Okay.
I
That was one that,
don't know if Public Works is aware of it being a huge issue.
I think the thing to remember here too, we don't have a plan in front of us. This is just changing the zoning so that we can get a plan in front of us. And then that's when we'll really come in and we can address some of those traffic concerns and
Okay, thank you.
I mean, it's not even for sure that the driveway would stay where it's at.
Okay.
The development proposal could move that along that frontage.
right. I just know that was one of the concerns, so. All right, thanks.
Actually, your current access management ordinance would not allow a development to have its primary access on a corner like
On the edge.
Anything else? A motion, please?
Move to approve.
Osborne,
Yes.
Bentley,
Yes.
Lund,
Yes.
Euler,
Yes.
Kushner.
Yes. 6.2, second reading of ordinance authorizing a conditional use permit for Evergy at 720 East Young Street. Second reading of an ordinance authorizing a conditional use permit for land use 18.200 community utility facility in a general business district located at 720 East Young in the city of Warrensburg, Missouri.
You also had a public hearing on this request 2 weeks ago, and staff has not received any additional public comment between now and then. Staff has recommended approval of the ordinance and included within that ordinance a condition from the Planning and Zoning Commission that final authority and approval of the site plan be granted to staff. They have submitted multiple drawings, a site plan, a driveway, and some additional information for the fire department that gives staff comfort that they will be able to meet our requirements. And so we're comfortable having that included in the ordinance. The recommended approval, be happy to answer any questions. There are representatives from Evergy here as well, if you have questions for them.
Any questions? No? Then a motion?
Move to approve.
Osborne,
Yes.
Bentley,
Yes.
Lund,
Yes.
Euler,
Yes.
Kushner.
Yes. 6-3, a second reading on an ordinance amending parking requirements for museums. Second reading of ordinance amending section 27-406 of the Code of Ordinances of the city of Warrensburg, Missouri regarding parking requirements for land use 5-300 libraries, museums, art galleries, art centers, and similar uses.
You also held a hearing on this 2 weeks ago, and we have not received any public comment on it throughout the course of its consideration. We went over the reasons last time of why we, staff took a look at this ordinance requirement. We did find that when we compared ourselves to other cities, we were on the more restrictive end. And so this ordinance would place us towards the middle of the pack, changing our requirement from 1 space per 80 square feet to 1 space per 500 square feet, plus any parking that's required as a part of having a restaurant on site at the museum or art gallery or the facility. This project, this ordinance, once approved, if approved, would apply to any of the project that falls within that use group. So not just the existing museum in town, but any future art gallery, museum, library, etc. So be happy to answer any question.
Motion then?
Move to approve.
Osborne,
Yes.
Bentley,
Yes.
Lund,
Yes.
Euler,
Yes.
Kushner.
Yes. Okay, that's the second readings. Number 7.1 is a first and second reading of an ordinance authorizing city manager and the city clerk to execute an agreement with En route LLC to purchase and install vehicle mounts and equipment in Warrensburg police vehicles.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. Thank you for the opportunity to be here this evening. This is the second phase of the computer replacement for the police department project that we have in front of you. A few meetings ago, we approved the purchase of new laptops for all of our police officers. So rather than having the computer actually being physically in the car, we would be giving laptops to each of our officers. So this tonight, this agreement is for the equipment that is necessary to install them in the police vehicles. Again, we are respectfully requesting a first and second reading, just for the delay that we're seeing with supply chains. We are requesting that. The total is $44,909. We are using our American Rescue Plan Act funds to pay for this. Is there any questions?
I'm just curious how long this may take now to get these installed. What's the target date?
I am not exactly sure what our lead time is on it. I believe it's about 6 to 8 weeks. And then, of course, our IT staff, which is just 2 of them, will have to get it taken care of. So we're still probably 2-3 months out from having this project completed. I know the police officers are very much looking forward to it, as is the IT staff. Right now, they have to crawl on the back of the trunks and kind of contort themselves in interesting positions to try to service the equipment, as well as all the equipment the police officers have in the back of the trunks when they're making those quick corners and doing U-turns. I mean, they've completely knocked knobs off of the physical computer that's in the trunk. So we're very much looking forward to this. Thank you.
I just had one, are any patrol cars gonna be down during the time, or will it be, is it a quick turnaround on getting them in? Well, not quick turnaround, but.
No, I think it'll be a quick turn. We'll phase them in. So, and we have a few extra in our fleet because we are down a few officers. So we'll be able to maintain our patrol.
Okay. Thanks.
Anything else?
Move to pass that ordinance to second reading by title.
Osborne,
Yes.
Bentley,
Yes.
Lund,
Yes.
Euler,
Yes.
Kushner.
Yes.
An ordinance authorizing the city manager and city clerk to execute an agreement with En route LLC to purchase and install vehicle mounts and equipment in Warrensburg Police Department vehicles. This is for adoption or rejection. Osborne,
Yes.
Bentley,
Yes.
Lund,
Yes.
Euler,
Yes.
Kushner.
Yes. 7-2. An ordinance amending ordinance 4167, the Children's Memorial Fund. An ordinance amending ordinance 4167 that amended Division 4 of Article 6 of Chapter 2 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Warrensburg, Missouri, presented by probably Danielle.
The Children's Memorial Fund was established in 1999. They wanted to provide a permanent tribute to children who had untimely deaths in our community. Right now, we have enough statuary and there is not room for additional statuary in the park that is next to Sunset Hill Cemetery. So the group is requesting to be able to use some of the donations they've received over the last several years to aid families with burial expenses for children they have lost. So.
That's a good idea. Questions? Motion.
Move to approve.
Be to a second reading.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Move to-
Is that what you want?
Yeah.
Okay. Osborne,
Yes.
Bentley,
Yes.
Lund,
Yes.
Euler,
Yes.
Kushner.
Yes. Okay, other business.
Well, that was motion to go to second
That's right.
reading. Is that okay?
I knew that.
Okay. An ordinance amending ordinance 4167 that amended Division 4 of Article 6 of Chapter 2 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Warrensburg, Missouri. This is for adoption or rejection. Osborne,
Yes.
Bentley,
Yes.
Lund,
Yes.
Euler,
Yes.
Kushner.
Yes.
Thank you.
Now we'll do number 8.1, resolution approving installation of public art. A resolution approving the installation of public art by Main Street Incorporated on the sidewalk next to Ivory and Lace where the recently removed bench was located.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. We recently removed a bench that was located at Ivory and Lace. We were having some challenges with folks impeding the sidewalks when they were sitting on that bench and partaking in alcoholic beverages, creating trash. We were just having some challenges with that bench. So we removed it. However, that is a very prominent corner in our community. So city staff, Arts Commission, Main Street have worked together to come up with an interactive art sculpture, piece of sculpture that we could have installed on that corner. You will see it's the tiles very similar to what we have downtown in the alley that we've activated. And so it'll be very similar to that. Once we have it in place, Public Works will help install it to make sure that it is secure. We are recommending approval. So, are there any questions?
I'm curious how it's going to be installed. Is this, it says on the sidewalk, but is it on the sidewalk or on the wall there? Or?
So it will be on the sidewalk. So we
Okay.
will anchor it similar to how the benches are with bolts,
Yeah.
and we'll make sure
Okay.
it's good and stable.
Thank you.
Again, we are appreciative of the Arts Commission and Main Street as they continue to increase our art downtown.
No, this is just the
This is
approval of the
just a
resolution.
Move to approve resolution.
Osborne,
Yes.
Bentley,
Yes.
Lund,
Yes.
Euler,
Yes.
Kushner.
Yes.
Thank you.
And Derek has the piece of paper. Appearances to the council not listed on the agenda. He indicates no. Miscellaneous matters from the mayor and or council. Anybody? The only thing I've got is the street department's been busting their tails out doing crack fill again, and I got to witness them the other day. There were some people trying to figure out why and what, and they were real good in the way they were explaining it to the people. So like usual, the guys are doing a great job.
Thank you for that.
Okay. There's a lot of mayoral appointments here. With the change in council, the change in responsibilities, and Eddie Osborne to Arts, Bruce to Energy and Sustainability, Carl Bentley to Parks and Rec, Bruce to P and Z, Eddie to Traffic. Barbara Mayfield is a reappointment to the Diversity and Inclusion Commission Board for additional 3 years. Anybody have any questions or?
No, but I'll say I'm really looking forward to getting on the sustainability group. I've talked to Phil a couple of times now about that. So I think there's a real opportunity in this town, of course, with my background where I come from, as far as recycling, sustainability, reducing energy. So we're really excited to get that kind of going again here in Warrensburg. So very happy for the appointment.
Good. And also Bruce will be helping with the, let me say it right, Barbara, historic preservation.
There's Historic Preservation Commission,
Pardon me?
Historic Preservation Commission?
Yes, he's just going to be a council. There's not a council representative slot there, but Kirsten would be more than happy for your expertise to help with it.
Yeah, I know a little bit about that. So
Yeah, I would think.
And I'm thankful to be on the Arts Commission representative.
Yes, and the department directors will get a hold of each one of you and to set you up for meetings and tell you the what fors and whys.
I'm familiar with Park Board.
Okay. Any opposition? Anybody, everybody good?
Make a motion to approve?
Okay.
Osborne,
Yes.
Bentley,
Yes.
Lund,
Yes.
Euler,
yes,
Kushner.
Yes. You're gonna be the director of finance report too?
I'm just going to say, if you have any questions about the finance report, we will get back with you all on this.
Okay,
I have nothing to add to her report.
fully understandable under the situation. And now your turn.
I'm gonna kick it. I do have a couple things, but I'm gonna ask department directors if they have anything they'd like to share. Great. I don't know where they're all at. Mark is back there somewhere.
Oh, she has always got something to say.
Oh, we're back here, so commenting. Okay, good evening, Mayor and council members. I would like to remind you all that we are going to have our kind of our open house, the don't you know, we move Wednesday from 9 to 10. So you passed it on your way here, left-hand side, can't miss it. Hope to see you on Wednesday. And then I have some really, really exciting news. We were informed this afternoon that the Missouri Division of Tourism has changed their budget with the new budget that was approved by state officials. We are now eligible for $50,000 for our matching marketing grant. We were eligible for $25,000. So that makes a huge impact for our marketing.
great.
It is a 50-50 reimbursement grant. So now it's back to the drawing board because the applications were due Friday. So we had everything ready to go, hit the button, and then we got this email, which is great. But we will be presenting it to the board to get their approval because it is such a dramatic increase. And also it's income and the increase. So we're very excited about that. You may have seen some of the Facebook and Instagram ads that are running now. We've got some YouTube and some Google ads going there right now. That is part of the Missouri Division of Tourism Marketing Matching Grant. And that's where we're able to spotlight our downtown area, our arts, Noster State Park, Powell Gardens, Central Missouri Speedway, all of the above. And it's hit so many people. One of our ads has been running since the middle of April. And the impressions is over 6,000. That's fantastic considering for that, just that one ad, we spent $115. So that grant it really makes a huge impact for the WCBB. So, thank you.
Thank you. Danielle, other Danielle, anything?
Okay, I have 3 things. As you know, summer is going to kick off this weekend. We have summer day camp starting on Thursday, so it's just a 2-day week this week. We have 73 campers, which last year we had about 40. So this is quite the increase for the first week of camp. We'll average around 120 or so once we get towards after summer school towards the end of the camp. But we may see more campers this year because Adventure Club is closed. So we are trying to staff for that. The second thing is NASF is opening. You would not know it by this weather. And that brings me to my important point. We cannot safely open the pool unless the water temperature is at least 70 degrees, but the water and air temperature have to be at 140. So we'll keep you posted. Hopefully it'll be warm enough to open on Saturday, which is our opening day. But that is what we're looking for. And if we are not able to open, that would be why. And then finally, we received an Eat Smart in the Parks grant, which we're using for our concession stand. It was a $3,500 grant, and we purchased an air fryer, a new refrigerator, and we just have to do 10% of our menu is healthier. So you're going to see a couple of new items. We have some pretzel bites, we have some taquitos, there's some mini corn dogs. So we're really excited about all of that.
Good. Mr. Jennings? Fiddler? Nothing from Greg. Barbara?
I mentioned in the report that we had a lot of new nuisance cases, primarily grass, and it just looked at the numbers. We have even more than we had on Friday. So hopefully people are getting out there and mowing. And if not, they have started getting letters. And their deadlines are quickly approaching.
Probably not Doug.
Last week, I received a call from our government liaison with Evergy. As you recall, we participate in the Renewables Direct program. So we bought credits into the wind farm out in Western Kansas. And up to 50% of our energy we get from them. So the phone call was letting me know that there had been a billing mistake. They had not been charging us the right amount for the credits that we get. So as we stood right now, our credit that we received over the last the mistake happened in January of 2021 and they discovered it in April of 2022. So we're looking at about 15, 16 months with this billing mistake in place. So the credit that we received was $86,000 off of our energy bill. However, with what we technically owe them, our credit would only be about $36,000. So while we are still got a credit on our energy usage, so still good that we're participating in this program, still expecting that renewable energy market to be strong.
Right.
I just wanted to make you all aware that we do have about a $50,000 bill that we have to pay back to Evergy because of this billing mistake.
I assume they're being really nice about it since it was their fault.
They are being very nice and very generous, and I haven't had an opportunity to talk to Marcella yet about what that means for us, if it makes sense for us to go ahead and pay it all in one fell swoop. They're going to allow us to pay it over the next 2 years if we need to. We were about 1 of 5 customers that this happened. So again, still think this is a great program. While we were very excited to be able to earmark approximately $86,000 for additional energy savings projects, still that $40,000 will be good to do some energy. We'll earmark that towards additional energy savings projects if we can.
Okay.
My last update is just a reminder that we have our joint meeting with the Parks and Rec Board on Wednesday. We will start at 6 o'clock. Danielle Foster is providing dinner for you all. We will be having, we will be having guests from the Missouri Department of Conservation come and talk to us about wildlife management.
And where will that be?
I'm sorry, that will be at the community center.
Which room?
3. Oh, 3.
3. Yeah, right now we're planning
Glad it
on
wasn't
3.
one.
We end up getting, so I know the Department of Conservation is planning on bringing 2 folks. I know Parks and Rec staff is very interested in this. So if we end up filling that room up, we might move to their regular room. But it'll be within walking distance and we'll be able to make that call on the fly. So.
Do we need to arrive early for dinner or will dinner be served at 6?
There's box lunches.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
Box dinner. Are there any questions?
Be right on time for that meeting.
Did, back to Evergy, did they make sure, give you assurances that that problem won't happen again with billing? or-
Yeah. There are two fees. So there's the fee that we pay for our credit. So it's $17 per kilowatt. I think. Sorry. The bills are really confusing to read even for us. I'm trying to remember what the tag is, $17 per credit or per unit. And then there's a 20-cent administration fee. So they were only charging us the 20-cent administration fee. So they were at $16.08 short. So it was quite a bit.
I thought it was just good work on your part to be able to negotiate that. So anyway, we're going to have to take care of it, but glad they're not going to do that again to us.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's nothing else.
I'd just like to say something. Thanks for the Boy Scouts coming out. I know
Yeah.
you were with them earlier, but Troop 400 was my old troop. So I noticed you had some black beads out there. I don't know if the black beads mean what they meant when I was a Boy Scout in Troop 400, but it was usually a rainy camp out. Is that right? Yeah, well, I saw some, so it just seems to be part of Troop 400's luck, I guess. But anyway, thanks for coming out. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we do appreciate your help, guys. If there's nothing else, then we will adjourn for this evening.